You've noticed that your partner seems to be more distant lately. You feel anxious because he or she isn't looking for you as often. Or because he or she has stopped making plans to spend time together. If you want to get him or her thinking about you again, and missing you like before, these 7 tips can help you get there. And they work best if you follow them in the right order. Step 1. Stop mentioning how much you miss him/her. This is one of the most complicated steps, but also one of the most important. When you notice that your partner is more distant, it's normal that you start to worry. The first thing you do is to pay attention to every detail of his behavior. And at some point, you decide to talk about it. You tell him that you notice a change, and ask him if there is something wrong. Maybe he will answer that nothing is wrong. That he is just very busy. Or even tell you that you exaggerate and that you should not worry so much. However, many times these answers do not reassure you. And you start to obsess with each of his gestures and actions, looking for more evidence that something has changed. Chances are you'll find many signs that feed your insecurities, and you'll end up feeling even worse. And even though you talk about it over and over again, the situation doesn't get better. In fact, it seems to get worse. He may start to see you as the person who always complains, which only increases the distance between the two of you. So, the first thing you should do is stop talking about how much you miss him. Don't bring up the subject again, at least for now. Even though it's hard, if you keep harping on it, you'll only push him further away. When you follow these steps, he'll be the one who starts missing you, and who brings the conversation back. For now, stay calm. And don't show him how you feel, even if you're upset, sad, or worried. Number 2. Stop and let him take the lead. If you're going through a situation where you feel like your partner has become distant, you've probably been taking the lead in communications. You may be the one who always sends the texts, or makes the calls to start a conversation. But it's time to change that. For him to really start missing you, you need to stop being the one who always makes the first move. I know this can be difficult, because it's natural to want to stay in touch, and feel that connection. However, for him to feel your absence, you need to back off a little. I'm not saying stop talking to him or ignore him completely, but stop being the one who initiates the communication. No more good morning messages or calls to start the day. Let him feel the difference when you are not as present. In time, he will notice that something has changed. And he will start to wonder, why aren't you initiating conversations like you used to? That little bit of distance, it will make him value those moments more, and make him feel a little lost without that constant interaction. Also, when he finally contacts you, don't respond right away. Even if you really want to respond right away, especially if you've been waiting for that message. Wait a little bit before you do it. This will make him see that you have your own rhythm and that you are not available at all times. This will increase his interest and desire to reconnect with you. Number 3. Be that unique experience that he can't find anywhere else. When you are worried because you feel things are not going well, that worry seeps into all your interactions with him. It affects the way you talk, your tone, your attitude, and in general, the energy you project. He senses that sadness and frustration, and the experience of being together, becomes less pleasant, less light. And this is exactly the opposite of what you want to achieve. What you need is to create an environment that is impossible to replicate. A space where he feels attracted, and wants to come back again and again. The key is to project that confidence and joy that made him feel attracted to you in the first place. These tips go into showing your best version, the one that reminds him how special you are and why he chose you in the first place. It's not about pretending or hiding who you are. It's about highlighting those positive aspects that he associates with you. Make every moment with you unforgettable. Make him feel that spark that no one else can give him. Create memories that make him smile. Experiences that he can't forget, and that he can only associate with you. Instead of being the person who is always worried or unhappy, become that source of positive energy. Every time he thinks of you, he should remember how good he feels next to you, cheerful, relaxed, and completely at ease. Let him associate you with fun and security, not frustration or uncertainty. That way, every time he remembers you, he'll be craving more of those unique moments that only you can provide. Number 4. Prioritize your time and learn to say no. Don't always make yourself available to him, especially if he calls you to make plans at the last minute. By learning to say no, you are showing him that your time is valuable, and that you have other important activities in your life. This also reinforces your independence and makes him see that you are not waiting for him to decide to include you in his plans. Independence is one of the most attractive qualities, and he needs to realize that your life is full of meaningful things. With or without him. Keep your personal commitments and be sure to follow through with the plans and routines you had before you met him. Respect your own time and prioritize your activities. It will make him see that you are a person with a full and exciting life. This will lead him to want to be part of that life by choice, not by necessity. When he sees that you are not always available, he will begin to understand that he needs to value and plan his time with you better. For example, if he calls you out of the blue to do something, don't be afraid to say, "I can't today. I already have other plans." This will not only make him reflect on his own priorities, but also, it will reinforce the idea that he cannot take for granted that you will be available at any time. It is not about playing games with him. It is about showing him that you also have a life outside the relationship. Move on with your interests, spend time with your friends, resume activities you enjoy, and look for new experiences that enrich you. Be busy and have your own space. It will not only make you feel safer, it will also make him realize how valuable your company is. Allow yourself to enjoy, and give him a chance to see what he is missing out on when he doesn't prioritize his time with you. Number 5. Maintain an aura of mystery. You don't need to share every detail of your life with him. This doesn't mean you should hide important things or lie. But just don't tell him every single thing you do on a daily basis unless he asks you. Let him be curious and wonder more about you. That will increase his interest, and he will value more the moments when you share something. If you have a dinner, just tell him you have an outing. No need to specify who you are going with, unless he asks directly. If you already have plans with your friends and he invites you at the last minute, keep your commitments, and tell him you already have something scheduled. Don't change your plans because of a last-minute invitation. This will make him realize that your time is valuable, and that you won't always be available at his convenience. What you're doing is teaching him that your life doesn't revolve around him, and that he must make an effort, if he wants to be an important part of it, to keep a little mystery. It not only makes you more interesting, but it also shows him that he has to value you, and that he can't take your presence in his life for granted. Number 6. Wait for the right time to talk. It's crucial to choose the right time to have that conversation. If you've applied the steps above, your partner will probably notice that something has changed in your behavior. They may feel concerned or uncomfortable with these changes. And while this may seem challenging, it's exactly what you're looking for. You need them to realize the value of the person they have by their side. If he doesn't notice anything different, then that's where you should be concerned. The important thing here is that you are not the one initiating this conversation. You should let him be the one to bring up what he has noticed. If he starts to improve his behavior, and becomes more attentive and affectionate, perfect. And if he decides to talk about what he's noticing, then it's also a good time to be honest, and talk about your expectations. When having this talk, be clear about what you expect from the relationship and avoid the temptation to change what you want just to please him. This is non-negotiable if you are really looking for a serious and lasting relationship. Being authentic and true to how you feel will not only help you, it will also show him the importance of respecting and valuing your needs. Number 7. Be willing to take a step back. You must be willing to walk away if something is not working in the relationship. You can't self-deceive or make empty promises to yourself that even though he is not showing you the love and attention you deserve, he will eventually change or things will get better. In most cases they won't, and might even get worse. People only change when they feel a real need to do so or when they have no other choice. That is why it is crucial that he understands, through your actions and not just words, that you will not accept less than you deserve. It is not about threats, but about him perceiving that you will not tolerate inappropriate behaviors. And that, if he is not willing to improve, he may lose you. He must feel that you are not tied to the relationship out of fear. If he doesn't react or change his attitude, you will have the strength to walk away. This is not a game. It is a demonstration of respect for yourself. I know it can be scary to apply these steps, because you are worried he will get angry, or lose interest. But if he really values you, these changes in your behavior will make him reflect, and remember how valuable you are. If he doesn't react positively, it's a clear sign that he's not aligned with what you need and deserve. The key is to overcome the fear of rejection and of the relationship ending. Trust that if it's for you, it will happen. And if it's not, it just won't work out in the long run. Don't be afraid to lose what's not right for you, because that mindset will open the door to something much better.